Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I hope wherever you are in the world, today's been treating you so well. In today's video, as you can see from the title down below, I'm going to be testing and doing a full day wear test for the new collection Skin Tint. Now at the time of filming, currently, collection haven't posted anything about this on their Instagram. It's just they haven't released it yet. But I was in Boots doing my weekly little browse and I saw this on the shelf and I was like, well, I need to try that immediately. So I picked it up. We're going to be doing a full day wear test. This is the Instant Glowing Skin Tint with niacinamide, squalene and vitamin C. It says that the coverage is buildable, lightweight. So we will see. Gives a natural finish, instant glow and instant anti-age effect. Shape before use, apply using fingertips or a beauty sponge. So we're going to try. We are going to give that a go. I got the shade 1 Very Fair. They have 8 shades and I did just get the Boots website up because if you type in collection skin tint, you can find this on the Boots website. It is $6.99. There are 8 shades. The shade range seems quite good for a skin tint that's going to be obviously a lighter coverage, but like the amount of deeper shades actually looks really good, which like from collection, quite frankly, I'm mind blown. So all of the information on the website is just the same as what's on the bottle. I was surprised that they were launching a skin tint in September. Given that a skin tint, for me anyway, I feel like is a very summery, lightweight sort of a product, and then they're bringing it out when summer is finished and we're all on to autumn makeup. Either way, they've launched that now. They did also bring out a new mascara. Just wanted to do a full day wear test on, and the wand on this mascara is the strangest thing that I've ever seen. So this is the Max Volume Mascara, Max with 3 X's, and look at that wand. Have you ever seen anything like that before? Because I have not. 3 little balls that are completely non-existent in between them. I don't know how that's going to apply the product. I have no idea. And they also had some new little eyeshadows, little duos that I thought looked really cute. So this is the Dynamic Duo eyeshadow. 2 highly pigmented shades. I got this in 3 Plum Luxe. And let me get into this one. I just thought that those colours looked so lovely. And the other, oh, they had a few different shades of these. They had a few different options. But the shimmers didn't look all that interesting in the other ones. So I thought I'll go for this one. I like a nice warm brown on the outer corner. Anyway, so all I have got on my skin currently is a little bit of the Bioma Hydrating Toner and then the SPF 50 Ultralight Face Fluid from Bioma, because it's still sunny and it's still UVA and it's important to wear sunscreen every single day. Let's go in with the skin tint, and I'm going to do one side with a sponge and one side with a brush. Oh, that's quite a bit thicker than what I was expecting it to be. I was expecting that to just run straight down my hand. Okay, doesn't really smell of anything. Not noticing any sort of overwhelming scent, which is preferable, and I will go in with a brush first. Let's pick up some of that on there, and that colour's alright, you know. That colour will do. So that is just one layer all over. I mean, you can see that the redness is definitely less. It's not looking as I was expecting. More glow. I like the amount of glow that's giving my skin. I was expecting more, just with that being a call out of the product. I was expecting the glow to be more, but I like the finish of that, and that applied really easily. It doesn't seem to be grabbing to any dry areas. it is sort of just smoothing over everything nicely. I quite like that. Right, so that was pretty much all of that I had on my hand there. So I'll get a little bit more, in the knowledge that my sponge is going to soak some of this up. So let's do the other side with a sponge. I'm definitely noticing a little bit less coverage, but also more glow on the side there that I've just used the sponge. So I like both. Both was very, very easy to blend. You can see that that's more glowy on this side though. Yeah, so far it is a nice enough skin tint. It's not giving like crazy coverage. You can still see like a lot of the more active areas of my skin. So you can still see all of that. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I wasn't expecting a skin tint to necessarily cover that, but that is what it is looking like. Just applied. And let's go ahead and finish off the rest of the face. So for concealer, I'm going in with the Sleek In Your Tone Long Wear, and I'm just going to put this around the eyes. I'm not going to use this to cover the other areas, you know. For bronzer, I'm using the Essence Soft Touch bronzer in the shade 10 Whipped Buttercup. Just going to put this everywhere. Just try and make me look a little bit more alive. There we go, just all of the usual places. Then for blush, I'm going to use the Troublemaker Bouncy Blush in Alley Oop Orange. And this is ever so slightly glowy, so I'm just going to go lightly with it. And I'm not going to add any sort of powder. I'm not going to add any sort of setting spray, nothing to help the skin tint. I want to see how this is going to wear on its own a full day at work. You know, I'm going to be wearing this for 12 hours. So we're going to get a real good idea of how long this is actually going to last. So that's the blush. Have I gone a bit crazy? Always. Thanks for asking. Yes, always. So I've got that little eyeshadow duo, and there's only so much you can do with two shades. I'm going to put the matte one on the outer corner and the shimmer across the lid. Okay, so first impressions. That matte is very pigmented, but is blending beautifully. Okay, I don't think historically I have enjoyed collection eyeshadows. I don't think I've tried many of them, but I seem to remember trying a little like 8-pan palette and it just being a whole load of nothing. But this is really blending very, very nicely. I really like the colour as well. That is a beautiful warm plummy brown, which will just make blue eyes pop. So happy with that, and then I'm going to use a brush and just try and disperse that shimmer sort of lightly across the whole lid. The shimmer is a little bit lackluster. The shimmer is reminding me of those e.l.f. Fine as Fleck eyeshadows. I really, really hated, and people hated me for hating. It's reminding me of that. Like, it's not giving very much at all. It's fine. It's just not as glittery and reflective and beautiful as I was expecting it to be. So that is the eyeshadow, fine. Right, now let's go in with the mascara, the Max Volume Mascara. Says, turn up the volume on your lashes with the Max Volume Brush and Super Max Formula. Volume, maximum volume all day, every day, vegan suitable. Let's see, I will do 1 coat on one side, 2 coats on the other, and we can see how this builds up. Okay, so that is 2 coats and on the bottom lashes versus 1 coat and nothing on the bottom lashes. It's not giving me a great deal of anything. It's fine. It also wasn't that easy to apply. Like, that's taken me quite a bit of time just to do 3 layers, like total 3 layers. The wand, because of those like gaps in the wand, there are areas that are just never touching your lashes. So yeah, I'm not sure that this is going to become a favourite. I don't necessarily love the way that it looks. It also like feels empty. Like, it doesn't feel like I'm getting a lot of product on the brush, and it feels very dry. And like, this feels like it's empty. Like, I don't know how to describe it other than it just feels empty. So I'm going to just even myself up. We can see how this looks at the end of the day, but like, I don't think it's going to become a favourite in my routine. The skin tint I like, the mascara, and historically I haven't got on incredibly well with collection mascaras when they have been incredibly hyped and adverts have been paid for and I haven't enjoyed them. And again, people get mad. This is my opinion. I am entitled to it. You're entitled to yours, and I respect your opinion. This is mine. There we go. So we are done. What is the time? It is 7:51 in the morning. So, 7:52 in the morning. So that is me done. I will see you in 10, 12 hours and we will see how this is looking. Like I say, I'm not going to put any sort of powder or setting spray or anything on, and just for reference, I have very dry skin, but I work in a very hot environment, so we will see how this is looking at the end of the day. I like the skin tint so far. I like how that's looking, but let's wait and see how this looks at the end of the day before I decide if I like it or not. Okay, so the time is now 8:17 in the evening. It has been over 12 hours and I am looking very shiny. It's been hot today. I feel like I need to give it a little bit of background. It has been hot today, but not as hot as I was expecting it to be, not as like hot and sweaty. I definitely haven't got as hot and sweaty today as I thought I was going to. So although I look shiny, and I do look shiny, I accept that, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Quite a nice surprise. I will just zoom you in so that you can see real close up. Warning, I'm going to show you my face incredibly close up now. So, yes, it is looking shiny, but not too bad. I feel like around the sides of my nose, you can see where it's like separating a little bit, but I had no powder on. I had nothing on my skin apart from the skin tint. So yes, it is sort of separating in the crevices of my nose, but overall, like across my forehead, yeah, it's looking a little bit shiny, but also hydrated. Like, it's still I still think that the foundation looks lovely. Sorry, I shouldn't call it a foundation. The skin tint. I do still feel like the skin tint looks lovely. The mascara is not like, it's not awful. It's not awful at all, but like it's sort of transferring a little bit up here. Down here it's like basically completely rubbed off my bottom lashes, but it's not like I can see the flaky bits on my skin. It's just like not there anymore. It's all like collected under this eye in a little bit of a weird way, and the eyeshadow, which granted I didn't use any sort of eyeshadow primer, anything to help the eyeshadow in any sort of way, but that is quite a substantial amount of creasing, which isn't the eyeshadows, like the eyeshadow powder's fault. I should have used an eyeshadow primer to like give it a good shot, but that is how we are looking. I'm interested to see how this skin tint will wear with a powder over the top of it. So like I say, I will continue to use the skin tint. I'm pleasantly surprised by the skin tint, truly. I will continue to use it. I will continue to try it with a load of my powders that I'm currently using that I'm really enjoying. I will continue to use it, and I will come back at the end of the month and let you know how I feel about it, because currently, yes, it is looking a little shiny, but I didn't do anything to stop it from looking shiny. So I will have to report back on that one. I will say it's not like breaking up or looking funky in any sort of way, but there's something about the sort of glossy texture of it. I don't know if you would like this if you had oily skin. Let me know if you've tried this, if you've got your hands on it and you have thoughts on it and you have oily skin. Please let me know down below, because I find it very interesting knowing what other skin types and skin textures and all of that stuff, what you think of products compared to what I think, because sometimes we have the same opinion on things because they're just a great product no matter what your skin type is, and then other times something will really work for me and somebody with an oily skin type will absolutely hate it, or the other way around. You know, I absolutely hate some products, but if you've got oily skin, it's the perfect product for you. So it's interesting to know either way, and it just gives more information to anybody that may be looking for it. So if you have any thoughts, if you have any feelings, let me know down below. I would love to hear if you do decide to pick this up. I will leave it linked down below, along with everything else that I'm wearing on my face today. As always, if there is anything else that you would like to see tested, reviewed here, then be sure to leave it down below, because I have got 31 videos going up in October and I need something to fill those 31 slots. So if there's anything that you want to see, leave it down in the description box. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye bye.